Welcome to my lovely HP community and the 5D collective. We have our new moon here and some messages for the 5D people and mystics, cultivating intelligent perspectives and intimate loving relationships. Those of you who are in our 5D collective, you have healthy self-worth, you're a whole 3-year-old heart, or you're getting there. Accountability, regulation, ownership of all of that, which is a core, narrative, relational, and solo self. That's mindfulness, living and loving, as well as spirituality, living and loving. So the messages that have been coming through are that you're ready for those next steps, leaps of faith, heart, generosity. In fact, you've fulfilled and are fulfilling soul contracts. So you have definitely on your mind intimate loving relationships with a person or people, depends if you're polyam or monoamory. However, pausing for a minute, the intelligent perspectives is because of our lovely sciences and spirituality community coming together, and as we are scavenging, or however the word is, online, we see them all, and we see the extremists as well. And we leave the extremists alone. We know who they're for. They're for the people who have fought it hard to believe in the first 2 years of life, for people who don't want to go and get good therapy. The ones who do get good therapy, they're the ones who are ready to talk about love, intimacy, and to be an inner child adult. At least that's what, again, here at HP. So that's who is going to more likely than not resonate with what I'm picking up on as a 5D mystic in this 5D plane for our new moon. So you're ready to be here. Generosity with a star connection, and that's because also our old cycles have been concluded already about a year back. So we're not doing anything from 3D, 4D frequency. The only ones who are the same ones who just perpetuate ancient stories, and they want to continue in that survival mode. So that's why they don't like the new therapist or the healing or the mindfulness, or we got a Zen master with laundry. So whatever you are doing, the intelligent sources you follow and the intimate loving relationship you're looking to create is with a person and with people who are star beings, and they definitely share important information that heal wounds, and they heal disorganized attachment, the fight flight response. So they allow our lovely successful world to come together and to spot 7 to 14 charming. We recharge each other with enlightenment and with the capacity to know that today is a day, we take it step by step. So we learn and we transmit wisdom, and we know that Earth is in its intelligence. And so our planet is doing great and dandy. We will continue to work to get that environment and ecosystem onto, where it needs to be. As for, again, let's get to our intimate relationship component. You have the willpower to speak your truth. So that's actually your biggest challenge right now, because you've settled into intellectually, emotionally, physically, career, sources. Okay, so whether it's political, religious, whatever it is, you're on a roll. You're rolling with the punches. There's no punches, but with what's happening. We are settling into having the digital era, and it's a time... This is a time not to remember. So the ones who don't want the digital era or are afraid of it, they're not looking at it in the same light. Those of us who are aware it's here, we are working with our prefrontal and our integrated brain. So right now, again, your biggest, most exciting moment is getting into this intimate, loving relationship, since trauma is relational. Healing it involves you taking that ownership, bringing yourself to the emotional, mental, and physical grown-up that you are, and being a healthy other. And that's why it's the big step, because your divine connection is you having come together in harmony within yourself, heaven in the body. You have the capacity, again, to not project unresolved trauma on anyone. You don't have it. There's no more charges. I know if I have emotional triggers or buttons, and I know how to handle it, and I want to share my life with someone. And actually, that's my biggest challenge, because I'm actually afraid of it. But I'm not afraid of it. I'm aware that I'm afraid of it, but I'm afraid of what? If I don't do it, then I won't ever know if I can have, whether it's a woman, a man, a day of my dreams. Right now, that's your biggest, again, it's not a challenge, it's an exciting opportunity. So your resolution is to take that leap of faith and to make yourself known by that which is this intimate connection. anchoring yourself in involves you being able to make that step, because that's when you're going to know if you're living out that dharma. So dharma is when you're able to, again, your 1-year-old, 14-month-old, 3-year-old, it's all with you. Intimacy is going to give you the opportunity to put it into practice with romance and with all of it, repair, ruptures, all of that. And really what it is you already have the dynamic with a household, right? So you got your external herd, that's pretty straightforward. What is the most challenging in a good way is being able to, I love to love, and I love to live, and I love to laugh, and I love to dance, because that's what Dharma people do. So whether it's a twin flame, twin flames, soulmates, your oversoul, whether you're polyamory, monoamory, doesn't matter. It's all in the interconnectedness, synchronicity, God incidences, that divine matrix. And you, with the relational field, if you're a mystic, you grow more and more connected. Without the relational field as a mystic, you're still growing connected with your human herd around you. So you're loving your life right now. And it is something a little bit odd because you're not used to it, but it's something beautiful, which is why you have dropped those shields and you have embraced that divine love. Your heart is healed. You are a higher heart, which is the 5D frequency, which is why love with someone is the next step. Otherwise, you're not going to make use of that which you know you're embodying. It's new and it's exciting and you know it's here. And the biggest message is actually this. Now, I know it's silly because, see, I'm a person who believes that you don't have to have anyone solo poly here. So I'm not couple-centric, but I do know of the beauty of intimacy and the opportunity of it. So to be able and have been vulnerable with my twin flames and my soulmates, these are beautiful opportunities. And when, in fact, there was a bit of a pause for that, it was something that I was like, ah. And when instead I got it presented to me again, I was like, okay, I'm so excited. This is fun. So you get to have fun. That's what healthy self-worth feels like. And rejection is not protection. It's the end. No, we love, like the Rumi quote, with our hearts and souls. So nobody gets cut out of the herd. Okay, and here's where our lovely Atlanteans, technology, sciences, all of that which is today sharing with us how to be the optimized human being version of ourselves, the whole self. I'm here for personal development, mindfulness living, day-to-day practices, in case you're wondering. So my channeled messages involve a focus, which is how your inner growth mindset continues to expand you to tap into more of the infinite higher human conscious potential. So we don't talk about anything related to the ancient ancestors in that way. Atlantean, there's plenty of stories I could share, but really if you're a mystic and you maybe have thought, am I part of the Atlantean community, then you can consider this obviously a confirmation of that, and you can continue on your looking into it journey. But for purposes of my channeled messages for the new moon, it's that our lovely acceleration, that spiritual acceleration and progress and technology is about the mental health professionals who have been able to be populating our online world to help us all to know how to be a healthy, loving partner to ourselves and then to another. And that's what I'm saying is beautiful for a healthy other to share with other. Even if they're an unhealthy other, it will always have been a gift to have been able to be intimate. What I can tell you is we all know about living our truth, rewriting our story, energetic clearing. So that's why you don't do karma. The ones who instead are doing another karma wheel, they're not in the 5D frequency. And they are today, like yesterday, and in these days, with a mind that is in their rumination. They're not enjoying right now. They're in a suffering state. I leave that alone. We got a fancy man and woman in suit who allow them to continue doing Tom and Jerry and Peter Pan with Lost Boys and Pinocchio on that island. Okay, so here your voice has been activated to support your angelic attunement. So again, the embodiment of your whole inner child. You're excited and you know that the missing step is to ground in your root chakra, the base chakra, with the new self, even though it's not new, but it's a new self because your self was paused with whatever unfinished business you had from the childhood stuff, okay? So you are now your own Merkaba, your own star, because all those fragments, you've brought them whole. You're home in your body, in your heart. Your home and yourself is completely present. So I am presence with an open heart, that holy grail. You're not on show yourself. You are what you seek. You know that. And you're an all-encompassing human being who unconsciously loves with serenity who you are, and you know that as we move forward, it'll be okay. Everything's gonna be all right. So we're here to be those jaguars, safe haven, secure base connections for each other, and then together with intelligent perspectives, we populate social media with good conversations. And then those other people with gender stereotypes, all that, they keep doing their thing. We always are going to have groups. That's how the world works, is not one perspective. And the ones who are in the middle are the ones who might not get heard by all, but it's not about being heard, because at the end of the day, we get to walk the walk and talk the talk together. And again, if somebody is going to be in their biological rudeness, it's like that man who's like, am I not decent enough to be saluted? And I had a good time. I didn't do anything except for, regulate my nervous system, what I already knew how to do, and have an evening, and there you go. And nobody was hurt. So as long as we're all physically safe, that's a good thing. Okay, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. So you know what path you're on. You're enjoying the people you've decided to surround yourself with. You've enjoyed making decisions for your career, and now you're ready again to build intimate, loving relationship, because that step is going to allow that star being of yours, that answering of your own call, of your time to shine, to come forth, to actually see yourself in action because you know how to soothe, safe, and secure yourself. The angelic frequency, you are safe. That potent connection is you securely attached. You have cleared old stories, released past lives, and you have that freedom. So as for past lives, what I can tell you is that the clearing of the energetic spectrum of them was already done. There was a download I got. It was about a year ago. But what I'm going to present to you right now is there are people who think that love is suffering, that you will always have to suffer, that it's unrequited, it's a bullshit narrative. When you learn what true love is, Stephen Porges shares with you, it's when you're securely attached. So I can sit with you all day long, all night. I can sit with you anytime I'm blue. All I have to do is take a look at you. Then I'm not so blue. But it's not only that. I love to love, and I love to live, and I love to laugh, and I love to dance. But it's also what? It's not a one-way street, is it? It's a two-way street. And so it's only with a healthy other, a accountable, regulating, aware human being, that you're going to know what true love is. Those of us who are healthy, we've already known it, which is why it's not personal when somebody rejects you, because it's not rejection. It's basically, I don't want you because you're not my type. As you grow up, if you're a person who's healthy, you have a whole self, you will know this, which is why the suffering thing is a bullshit statement. It's a narrative that people say so they can keep themselves protected from opening up their heart, because they will have had a story. If you had any kind of trauma, that's another reason. But if you're healed from it, which is what and who I'm talking to, then there's no more reason for it. Because now you're aware, like the avoidant attachment lady, the difference is she's not taking steps to get all the way to secure attachment. This woman on screen who shares, I'm not doing therapy because I don't want to, because it costs money. They told me I'm doing a good job and I don't want to do mindfulness or journaling because why should I? Everybody's fucked up. So the way she describes her feelings is something I know about because of my courses. So she's decided, I'm going to stay in a suffering heart. Every time I get into a relationship, I'm going to have a very specific, because there's a specific way that the avoidant, like the ambivalent, will have, as well as the person who has disorganized attachment. Then for the disorganized, these are categories. Disorganized has secure, ambivalent, secure, avoidant, or ambivalent, one of the other subcategories. That will be what they play out. But essentially, you can fix this because yourself is not a fixed noun, it's a verb. If you work with your embodied brain, you get earned secure attachment category. That's when you make core self, narrative, relational, solo self make sense. Emotions come up, thoughts come up. I get to welcome me, safe haven, secure base. So when I work with my panic attacks, it's the same idea. But for a person who instead, it's not about panic attacks, it's about me. So if you have any of that, so the anxious What they can do when they have a safe haven secure base is to, with awareness though, it's only if they're aware. The minute that they have that, whatever it is that goes on in here, I'm all alone, I'm anxious, I'm nervous, because they get hyped up. And their self is invisible because they will tune to everybody else's needs. So they have to learn to gain their sense of self and own it, and then to take in the safe haven secure base ventral vagal regulating skill and make it their own when they're in the moment of wanting me, but I'm not there, I'm absent. That requires accountability, ownership, and then no narrative, but instead, okay, I'm an ambivalent. This is my go-to. It's an unhealthy self-soothing. Here's my 5 mindset steps. Here's what I've decided to do. Oh, and let me remember the feeling that I'm in love with me. No, even though that's for the other side. But the feeling that I have when I'm with a person who is a safe haven secure base. This is why the psych education helps people who are wanting to be their whole self. So an avoidant, unlike what that lady does, an avoidant would take, like an ambivalent and a disorder, anyone who wants to be their whole self will take seriously the first 3 years of their life, and then all of that which is online, and they'll put into practice with mindfulness. And then we're going to close on out. So this is just food for thought, but also a great way to give you what it would look like, because some of these are exercises too for our membership content. So you can get a taste and a flavor of how I can walk you through something, because also one-to-one mentorship. Side note. Okay. So the avoidant would feel very scared to open their heart and will continue to want to keep it closed. And they'll know it, and they'll know that the trigger is me, because I'm the intimate connection that they can make. Again, trauma is relational, so it's going to be when you're presented with the opposite of what you've been used to, but it's your human birthright to be a securely attached person. So automatically your nervous system is reminded of that which your first year of life wanted. So your body wanted consistent, contingent communication. And it wants true connection, which is only when you have an open heart in front of you. Okay, so now that you're aware of the psych education, you're aware of the person, and I don't mean to make our relationships mechanical or technical, because for me they're not. But I do know how, humanly speaking, this works. And I'll give you an example in a minute of the difference. When you know there's a connection and when you know there's not, and that it's simply put a natural, organic way for us as mammals to behave, because our bodies will seek each other, because your optimized well-being wants to be what I can present to you, because it will remember what it's supposed to be. Then you, if you're not empowered enough, you might be confused, and you will think of this as true love in the sense of romance. I, on the other hand, am a person who's not confused, and I will notice, and this is the part of why any relationship can work when you're a healthy person, but not all relationships are going to be the ones that you seek to bring forth long term. And this is based on a personal decision, of course. But avoidant will know, I want to close my heart because actually this person allows me to open it, and I'm afraid and I want to do it though. So the avoidant would have to take the step to say, I want a relationship with you, and to stay open-hearted, basically, the gist of it. Disorganized to stop running away, because that's what they do. They come in and out and run. And so they would have to, and it's a little bit more challenging because they have a fragmented sense of self. So they would have to recognize every time I look at you, all I want to do is stay and look at you, and I feel not blue, but at the same time, I do feel like I want to run away from you. So what's up with that? Oh, wait, I'm afraid of love. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to have to decide to allow myself to get into a safe haven. Okay, hey, it's all cool. This is a relationship. That's why they have to participate. A person has to be aware, accountable, regulating, participating with your nervous system as it's happening with the psych education, not a narrative. And that means you understanding that it is through the pushing a little bit. So with my panic attacks, me doing what I've done, and that was with Nutshell Lady and without, and all me, not others. Of course, others can be supportive, but that's if they know how to regulate their nervous system and not be judgmental in the moment that I'm having a panic attack, which means not using their Maria must be having one because or whatever it is. None of that. Shh. Automatically, I'm just thinking of when that I want to help you not to be blue. So I'm not going to have any opinion. I'm just sitting in my safe haven secure base, and I'm there knowing, hey, what do you want? What do you need? You want a hug? You want to? No? Okay, cool. So it's I'm here for you, not because I'm going to fix anything, make it better, because I'm able to hold that space. And in fact, it's when you have a healthy other that they can do that, because they're not having thoughts about what's going on in your body. They're naturally and organically just ready to be there. It's very beautiful. Okay, so with that being said, intimate loving relationships is why for polyamory, the solo poly, for example, we still know there's a difference between a secure connection versus a safe haven secure base, which will be a secure attachment connection or relationship, excuse me. And I'm talking about creating a secure attachment relationship. That means you and I decide what we want to build together and how we want to build and how we want to use our 24 hours, and that we want to be there to support each other, safe haven and secure base, with our nervous system and with what we're doing in life. We want to be life partners. That doesn't mean marriage, no, it doesn't, but we're choosing to take a leap towards life partnership with a romantic, because that's part of it. So I, for example, am very aware of that, which is someone who's a potential with romance, and when instead it's not. And that's it. And some people, they will think to tell you what to do about those situations. I have plenty of girlfriends who like to tell me, yeah, you're putting up walls. I say, I'm not putting up walls. I already know myself. And no, I'm not interested. So that's where you will know who you are and you will know what you want. Some people, it's because they long for connection that they then want to get into a relationship. And when I've had people do that, I've told them, yes, we're cool, everything's good, but you're just here and wanting that because of you feeling, are you lonesome tonight? Do you miss me tonight? You're just wanting a companion. I'm not a companion. And really what it is that's not what you are to me. I don't have that here. And so some people, like I said, they just want to get something a roll in. That's something great for those who have it. You're going to get it rolling. Some of us are different. It's not about there having to be the spark. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying when you have the capacity to know yourself and to know how you're feeling about someone, you're going to be able to distinguish yes, no, yes, with the good circumstances, not at all. And that is how we do it. That is how we do it. So, love and love to love and love to dance and love to live and love to laugh. Okay, so go and get your love. All you need is love. Dun, 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 dun. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. There's nothing you can't do that can't be done. There's nothing you can't sing that can't be sung. No one you can save that can't be saved. Or how you know how to play the game. It's easy, and being yourself. Okay, so all you need is love. And we'll be back with something else in a little bit. Oh, cultivating again, intelligent perspectives. It's really fun to see smart people online. Thank goodness. Have a great new moon and happy post-Halloween. It's also Saints' Day in Italy, and tomorrow is going to be the Dead Day. So we celebrate all of those. Thank you to our ancestors for all the wisdom, and to our news stories, because the 5D Collective is pretty awesome. Thank you, trauma therapists, for helping us to know how to create humanization conversations out of those who are, unfortunately, with their first 3 years of life being determined with unresolved trauma. We are going to make sure to help people who want heaven in their body to get here and to be securely attached. That's what your intimate loving relationships signify, and also what our intelligent perspectives. It's a world that brings sciences and spirituality together. We honor God, Jesus, I know I do, Holy Spirit in our own way. We're not welcomed by all. Mystics are not welcomed by all. Akashic record readers, tarot card readers, channelers, we're made fun of. If you're a Reiki master, it's sad, yoga, all of that, which is something that for me is amazing to bring to you. But I also know that we have spiritual bypassers too. So when you hear a shaman telling you don't go to therapy, come to me, that's a spiritual bypasser. That's not right. And you hear tarot card readers saying, come to me, I'm better than a therapist. Again, no. When you hear somebody say they're a bad therapist, yes, that's true. There's bad therapists. The good ones will not close you in a box. They give you MDR, child parts work, somatics, sensory motor. They will allow themselves to explain to you. Some of them are afraid to explain because they know the journey for integration, but people who care about who they are and care about being a person, they're going to care about all of this information. They're not going to want a shortcut. People want a shortcut. They're going to follow the fancy people with suits who give them that. I've met them in my courses. They look for shortcuts. People who don't care about the depth and the profoundness of your well-being, but they care to be else on a mantle journey, they're going to look for a shortcut because they're not into what they're offering because of wanting the bigger picture. And that's a whole, again, let me leave that to the side. I'm just going to conclude with this. Charlie Munger. There is an old two-part rule that often works wonders in business, science, and elsewhere. 1, take a simple idea, basic idea. Be yourself. And 2, take it very seriously. You can be yourself with flaws and integrity when you have a whole self. I now know that. I didn't realize that some people had a fragmented self, an invisible self, and a emotionally body cut off self. I have a whole self, and that's why I can bring to self-empowered, enlightening journeys. And as a 5D mystic in that soul age group, I can tell you I've gone beyond belief, but God and Jesus are my foundation. They still are. And spirituality is a bonus. It's added. I got sad the day I got clairs because I knew some people will not see me in the same light, and I knew exactly who those people were. And in fact, I can confirm to you them going out of their way to basically insult an entire heritage, yoga and Reiki. I mean, really, I have no words except for what I already told God. They're using your name. That's not what I learned about who you are. Also, if really that is who you are, then you're a monster because they're making you out to be a monster. I don't believe in monsters. In fact, I don't see any of them except for the ones who have a fear receptor that's going wonky and that doesn't go to therapy, and they all end up in prison anyways. Evil, Michael Stone, forensic criminologist. There's a scale, neuroscience again. There's no demons in the sky. There's spirit in the sky. Oh, and God always wins also, by the way, so that one's pretty clear. Blind faith. It's when you say, hey, God, so I don't see Lucifer, but I accept any of what might come my way. I realize the statement that I'm making. I'm not kidding. So when you take ownership, this is what it's like. And as I'm speaking to God, I'm like pretty scared about that monster if he ever comes my way. But I wouldn't want it because I'm thinking I don't know what to expect. But I know what Jesus taught me, so I know exactly what I need to do. If ever I come across this monster that I don't see anywhere, I just see human suffering, stupidity, another hypocrite, another fearful, mongering person, another asshole. I just see a bunch of Cusco's squirrels. I don't know. Oh, wait, Robert, where are you? Oh, there you go. Determined. That's that. Thanks, Robert. Where are you, Stephen Porges? Oh, look, the polyvagal. Thank you. Polyvagal theory. What was it again? What's love? What's love got to know? It's not a secondary emotion. Love is when I take a look at you. I'm not so blue. Okay, so you got the gist of it. Have a wonderful new moon. We'll be back with more. Have a good one.